Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about my most anticipated romance release of 2024. By now you probably know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Funny Story by Emily Henry. So let's start with a few things that you should know before I deep dive into my feelings and thoughts and just, all the good stuff. First thing I'd like to say is we really like Emily Henry's books around here. If she's written it, I would read it. That includes her grocery list, her to-do list, her diary entries, anything. I will read it. When it comes to her, just take my money. I have done multiple reading vlogs. I did a book lovers reading vlog. I did Happy Places reading vlog. I annotated it. I've even reviewed Beach Read and People We Meet on Vacation. And I was supposed to vlog. Okay, a Funny Story was supposed to be a dedicated reading vlog. But I made the mistake of letting myself start reading ahead of my filming, like before I set up, and next thing I know, I sort of just finished the whole book. I got distracted and I barely filmed anything that I could then convert into a vlog. So here we are, because we're still gonna talk about it. We must. It happens to be my most anticipated romance release of 2024. So, yes, the final thing that you must know before we go into my feelings about this book is what the book is about. So, in Funny Story, we follow Daphne. Now, Daphne is in a steady relationship. She has a fiance, she's about to get married, they've just shifted into a new town, gotten a new house. They're sort of starting to build their life together, leading up to their wedding, when all of a sudden one day her fiance comes back from his bachelor party and goes up to her and is like, hey, I'm in love with my best friend. So I'm going to ask her to marry me and be with her now, and you need to leave. And Daphne, not knowing anyone else and having nothing else to turn to because she left everything behind for this one person, turns to Miles, who is her ex-fiance's new fiance's ex. So he's literally in the same boat as her. He's also just been freshly dumped. And they end up being roommates together. Further down the line, they are then invited to their ex's wedding, and we end up getting a little bit of fake dating, we get a beautiful friendship, and then ultimately we get a romance. That is what Funny Story is about. Now let's talk about why I like this book. One, Daphne is a girl's girl. She's a children's librarian. She reads books. She's a book girly, and I love that. I love that. Daphne, she loves her job, and that applies to Miles as well. He works in a wine bar and he does the sourcing for the wine bar, and both of them just love their jobs so much. They're such real, grounded characters. It's almost like I could know these people, like all of their likes, their dislikes, the hardships they go through, the struggles they face, the joys. They're all so real and relatable. I really enjoy that. Miles is beautiful. In a lot of the parts of the book, he very much reminded me of that quote, if he wanted to, he would. Yeah, Miles was giving that for a good chunk of the book, which was really cute. I love that we got to see their friendship grow and their trust in each other grow. This whole romance was built on communication and trust. We got to see how they supported each other and were there for each other in a way that others in their life weren't. Like with Miles, his insecurities and the damage his childhood did to him and how he struggles to see himself. Daphne was there for him every step of the way whenever he opened up to her. On the flip side, Daphne, with her insecurities and her difficult relationship with her father, Miles was like the first person. He's like, yes, what do you need? I've literally written over here, I like that we get to see Daphne rebuild herself, learning to focus on herself and her needs. We see her slowly fall in love with the town thanks to Miles. I love that bit as well. We see her start to get past her insecurities and fears and open herself up to new friendships and relationships. It was beautiful. It was. Okay, so one of my favorite things about this story was also one of the reasons I adored Happy Place was the concept of adult friendships. In this story, we see her open herself up to a new friendship. She ends up befriending someone she works with in the library who is a single mom, and they're completely different from each other, but somehow they end up hanging out and then realizing they like being around each other and building that friendship from there. And it just goes to show that you can make deep, meaningful friendships and relationships at any stage of your life. It's so encouraging. It's the same thing with Daphne opening herself up to the town and loving doing things by herself. There's this moment in the story where someone says to Daphne that she's a we person, someone who prioritizes being in a relationship and revolving her life around them. Everything became about that relationship and about that one person. And we see Daphne realize that and grow out of that in a way that's healthy for her. We see her grow into herself. Overall, in very much Emily Henry fashion, the romance fit in to very real lives with the struggles they faced, with the conflicts making sense, with the challenges they face making sense, and how the romance added on top of all of that. It wasn't just something that was thrown in and everything became perfect just because we're in love. I appreciate that Emily Henry writes her romances in this way. Would I say Funny Story is my absolute favorite Emily Henry so far? I don't I don't know. Like Happy Place and Beach Read are up there for me. They're so far up there. But Funny Story was a really good time, so it's really hard for me to rank Emily Henry books. If you're someone who's looking for the escapism of a good romance, read it. If you're someone who wants to see that exploration that I talked about finding yourself after something really big shifted in your life, that journey you go through into finding yourself and understanding yourself after that, if you're someone interested in that, Funny Story works as well. If you're looking for tropes, we have a golden retriever guy, we have a reader girl, we have a small town romance. To be fair, out of all the romances I've read this year, there haven't been that many, but a fair bit. Out of all of them, Funny Story has been my favorite, so I can say that so far Funny Story is my favorite romance of 2024. So far, like 7 months in. We'll see if that changes going forward, but hey, look, the banter is great. The friendships, the relationship in itself, the chemistry is there. I recommend it. I had fun. I have read two other romance books after this one, and neither of them have held a candle to this. So it's put me in a wonderful and difficult spot at the same time. I hope I've convinced you to read Funny Story, and if not, then I appreciate and love you for staying regardless. Like that support means everything to me. You guys know the drill. If you like content like this, I would say subscribe and join the family. We do fun stuff around here. Like, comment down below what you have been reading. If you read any Emily Henry's, what is your favorite? What you thought about Funny Story? All thoughts and opinions are welcome here as long as we're kind and respectful. I look forward to it. And with that, I am going to let you go now. I'm gonna say stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and I'll see you very, very soon in the next one.